Hello everyone. So in series solution of differential equations, we have discussed series solution of Bessel's equation and the orthogonality of Bessel function. So today we are going to do series solution of Legendre's equation. So first of all, what is Legendre's equation? Legendre's equation is given by 1 minus x square d2y by dx square minus 2x dy by dx plus n into n plus 1 y is equal to 0. So as we did in previous equation also, we assume series solution for this equation. So whenever we assume the series solution, that has the form of, let y is r is varying from 0 to infinity summation over a r x power m plus r, where a naught is not equal to 0, that we have assumed that first term is not 0, first constant is not 0. So series solution we have assumed in the form of r is varying from 0 to infinity a r x power m plus r. So as we did in Bessel's equation, the same way we have to go here. Now which are the unknown variables here? M and a's. So if we are able to find out these values, we can conclude the solution for Legendre's equation. So if this is the solution for this equation, this must satisfy this equation. So let's substitute these values here. So for that, let's find out derivatives. So what is dy by dx? dy by dx is r varying from 0 to infinity a r m plus r x power m plus r minus 1. And second derivative would be d2y by dx square is summation a r m plus r m plus r minus 1 x power m plus r minus 2. So let's substitute these values in equation number 1. So 1 minus x square summation a r m plus r m plus r minus 1 x power m plus r minus 2 minus 2x summation over r a r m plus r x power m plus r minus 1 plus n plus 1 summation over r 0 to infinity a r x power m plus r is equal to 0. Now let's simplify this and see what are the final powers of x we are getting. So when we multiply 1 with this term, so we are getting a r m plus r m plus r minus 1 x power m plus r minus 2. And then when x square is multiplied with this minus summation a r m plus r m plus r minus 1 x power m plus r. Since power x square when multiplies with this power adds, so we are getting the final power as m plus r. Similarly minus 2x when x is multiplied here a r m plus r x power m plus r. Okay, and then the last term n plus 1 a r x power m plus r is equal to 0. Now let's summarize this taking the same powers together. So summation over r varying from 0 to infinity m plus r minus 1 x power m plus r minus 2. Then since remaining 3 terms are having the same power, so let's take the common term, that is AR, and then what is left in bracket. So first term gives m plus r minus 1. Second term gives minus 2 m plus r, and then third term is giving n into n plus 1 x power m plus r is equal to 0. So r is varying from 0 to infinity. So we have summarized this as the common powers. So we have 2 powers here. Now To find the values of constant, again we have to start with the lowest power and see what are the values of these unknowns. So what may be the lowest power here? So lowest power is possible when we put r equal to 0. So see, if we put r equal to 0 in both the term, which is the lowest power? So when I put r equal to 0, I get x power n minus 2. And here when I put r equal to 0, so I get x power m. So which one is the lower? X power m minus 2. So writing here, comparing coefficient of x power m minus 2. So when we compare the coefficient of m minus 2, that means putting r equal to 0 here. There we cannot get it. So only from this term we have to take. So put r equal to 0. So we get a0. When r is 0, this is m. And when r is 0, this is m minus 1. Now comparing means right hand side is 0. So now we have already considered the condition a0 cannot be 0. So if product of these three factors is 0, a0 is not 0, then either this may be 0 or that may be 0. So this gives two values, m equal to 0 and m equal to 1. So these are the two values we are getting for m. So m we have got. Now for one by one for both the m's we have to consider the case and then we can summarize for the final answer. Now let's compare one higher power than this. That means if we m minus 1. So what we are getting if we compare coefficient of m minus 1? So comparing coefficient of x power m minus 1. So when I compare the coefficient of m minus 1, then I put r equal to 1 here. So when r equal to 1 means a1, then m plus 1, and then I put when r equal to 1, so this becomes 0. And right hand side, from here we cannot find m minus 1 since r is starting from 0. So this is equal to 0. Okay. Now compare highest power. So what may be the highest power here? X power m plus r. So comparing coefficient of x power m plus r. Why I am saying highest power m plus r? Out of these two only we compare. So which one is higher? M plus r. So let's take the coefficient of x power m plus r. So how to make this x power m plus r? If I make r is equal to r plus 2, then I will get the power as x power m plus r. So here we have to substitute in the first term. R is equal to r plus 2. So if we substitute, what we are getting? A r plus 2. Then here m plus r plus 2. And here m plus r plus 1. Then second term will give, that is the direct value. So let's see, a r m plus r m plus r minus 1 minus 2 m plus r n into n plus 1 is equal to 0. So here I think we have missed one sign there. So if I have taken minus sign common from out of these three terms, so if I have taken minus sign common, this sign will change. This will be plus and this will be minus. So when we are taking the same powers together, from there only you should make this change. So accordingly this term will also change here. So this is plus and this is minus. So let's simplify this. What we are getting? A r plus 2 m plus r plus 2 m plus r plus 1 minus a r. And if we simplify this, m plus r whole square minus m plus r plus m plus r. So you would be getting here m plus r plus 1 minus n plus 1 whole square. So I hope you will verify this. You multiply and see these two terms, you will end up with these two factors. So finally we get the recurrence relation as a r plus 2 is equal to m plus r m plus r plus 1 minus n plus 1 divided by m plus r plus 2 m plus r plus 1 multiplied with ar. So say this is equation number 3. As the assumption we will make 2. So equation number 3 is known as recurrence relation for Legendre's equation. So assumption of the solution, mark that equation number 2. So this is the recurrence relation. And what is the meaning of recurrence relation? Using this relation only we can generate the remaining constants. Okay. So now we have reached to the condition that m may be 0 and 1. So based on these two conditions, what will be the value of a1 and what will be the value of remaining constants, that we have to find out. So taking the conditions one by one, taking m equal to 0 first, then m equal to 1, and then summarizing both the solutions. So let's start with m equal to 0. So let's take case 1 when m is 0. When m is equal to 0. So when m is equal to 0, what is the value of a1? From this equation you verify. With m is 0, then a1 should not be 0. Then only, because 0 into 0 is indeterminate form. So for this we can conclude that when m is 0, a1 is not equal to 0. Okay. Now from recurrence relation we have to find out remaining values. So recurrence relation also reduces to the form of ar plus 2 is equal to, put m equal to 0 there, r plus 1 minus n plus 1 divided by r plus 2 and r plus 1 and ar. So let's find out the remaining values. So when r is substituting, r is equal to 0, 1, 2, like that, we get a2. So a2 is when r is equal to 0. So when we put r equal to 0, this term becomes 0. So we get minus n plus 1 divided by 2 into 1, a naught. So I can say minus n plus 1 by factorial 2. For now let's write it, later we will see. Then putting r is equal to 1. So we are getting a1. a1 means r is equal to a3. So r is equal to 1. So if I put r equal to 1, this is 1 into 2 minus n into n plus 1 divided by 3 dot 2 a1. Right. Then putting r is equal to 2, a4. So a4 will be, when I put r equal to 2, 2 into 3 minus n into n plus 1 divided by 4 dot 3 a2. And now what is a2? Let's substitute this value of a2 there. That is 6 minus n into n plus 1 divided by 4 into 3 minus n plus 1 factorial to a naught. So are we able to make this some factorize, or let's keep it like that only? It should have some pattern. So let's see if we are able to find out some pattern, because whenever we conclude on some series solution, we should be able to see the pattern. Then only we can summarize. So let's check if we can make some factors here. So for a3, let's see, it is 2 minus n square minus n by factorial 3. For now I am writing. So how we can factorize this? We can factorize as 1 minus n and 2 minus n, or 2 plus n. 2 plus n. Verify. 2 minus 2n plus n plus n minus n square. So okay, so roots are factors are 1 minus n and 2 plus n or n plus 2 as we write. So this now at least we will be able to see some pattern. So similarly, let's see here what pattern we are having. Minus n, n plus 1, this is already in factor form. So this also let's resolve in some factors. Minus n square minus n divided by factorial 4 is there, a naught is there. So how we can resolve that in factorial? So 6, when we want to have 6, that means we should have either 6 and 1 or 3 and 2. So 6 and 1 will not satisfy, so let's try 3 and 2. So what should be the case? 3 minus n and 2 plus n. We can verify. If some plus minus sign is there, we can change. So it is 6 minus n square minus 2n plus 3n. So what we want? We want minus 3n. So it should be 3 plus n and 2 minus n. Now again let's verify. 6 plus 2n minus 3n minus n square. So now it is correct. So that's how we can write. Okay. So let's find out one more, then we will try to summarize this case. So let's find out A5. A5 means substituting R is equal to 3. So R equal to 3 if we write there, it should be 3 and 4. So 12 minus n plus 1 divided by 5 into 4. And it is A3. So this is 12 minus n square minus n. So we will resolve that in factors again as we did, and let's substitute value of A3. So this is 5.4 and A3 is 1 minus n plus 2 divided by factorial 3 A1. So now this can be resolved in which factor? Again 4 and 3, by this constant term we can take the hint. So 4 and 3 can satisfy this factor or can be used to make the factors. So 4 and 3 means let's make 3 plus 4 plus n and 3 minus n. So verify this. 12 plus 3n minus 4n plus n minus n square into 1 minus n plus 2. Now this can be clubbed as factorial 5a1. Okay, so like that we can keep finding the remaining values. So now let's write that in this form. So we can see that all the even values are termed in a0. All the odd values can be expressed in a1. So we can take these common a0 terms together and a1 terms together. So let's write the solution. So now we have to summarize this solution. So what we are doing, why we are finding these all a0, a1, a2, you remember that we assumed the solution in equation number 2. So whatever we assumed in that, what were the unknowns? M and all the a's. Okay, so m we have got m equal to 0 and 1. So 0, for 0 we are using finding all these constants. So m we have found, and now we have to find constant, that also we have done. So once we are able to find out the unknowns, we have to substitute back in the assumption and we have to summarize the answer, or we have to find the answer. So what basically we are doing? We are substituting these constant in equation number 2. So what was equation number 2? So if you remember, equation number 2 was summation over r ar x power m plus r. So if I expand that equation with respect to r, so when I take r equal to 0, I will get a naught x power m. You should verify. You see that equation number 2 that has x power m plus r. So now I am substituting values for r. So for r equal to 0, a naught x power m, a1 x power m plus 1, r equal to 2, a2 x power m plus 2, like that. Now we have to substitute unknowns. So for which value we are finding? M equal to 0. So if I put m equal to 0 here, I am getting y is equal to a naught, when m is 0, this is 1, a1x, a2x square, a3x cube and so on. Now I have to substitute these constants. So that is what now we are going to do here. So substitute these values. So y becomes a naught. Out of which terms I can take a naught common? First term a2 a4, because every term, every a2 a4 can be expressed in terms of a naught. So I have taken a naught common. So first term becomes 1 plus, what is the coefficient, what is the value of a2? Check where is a2. This is here, this is a2, minus n plus 1 by factorial 2. A naught we have already taken outside. So what is left there? X square. Then a4. What is the value of a4? It is there. So a4 I can write minus. So let's try to see the pattern. N plus 3, n plus 1 and 2 minus n into n divided by factorial 4. And what will be the value? For a4 it will be x4 dot dot dot. Okay, so we have written half of the series which is having a naught as common. Now which are the terms left? a1, a3, a5. So let's write those terms also. So when we take a1 common, what would be the first term? Shall I put it here? Because a2, a4 we have already done. So when I am taking a1 common, this is the first term, a1x. So what is left? X. Then a3 x square. What is the value of a3? This is there, a3. So a3 x square means n plus 2, 1 minus n divided by factorial 3 x cube. Then a5. Next term would be a5. x4 and x5. So a5 means x power 5. So what I am getting here? Plus n plus 4, n plus 2, 3 minus n, 1 minus n divided by factorial 5 x power 5. So I hope you are able to see the pattern. You can see that if I ask you to write the next term here, x power 6, you can check that it is n plus 1, n plus 3, then n plus 5 you should get. And it will be n, 2 minus n and 4 minus n. Okay, so similarly you can see. So that is the purpose of summarizing, having the pattern, so that you can think that what may be the fourth term, sixth term. Okay, so this is the solution. So now you see, for second order differential equation or in Bessel's equation, we were having constant into one function plus some other constant into second function. So can I write that I have got the solution in the form of c1y1 into c2y2. This is for the case of m equal to 0. So this is what we are getting for m equal to 0. Okay, so this is the one solution. Now let's see what we are getting for m equal to 1. Case 2, what was the case 2? When m is equal to 1. So now you see what was the equation for a1 when m equal a1 equation was a1 m plus 1 into m. So what we will get from this equation, that a1 2 into 1 equal to 0. Then obviously these are the constant terms, these cannot be 0. So a1 must be 0. So when a1 is 0, we can see, as we have done in previous case, all the terms which are expressed in terms of a1 will become 0. All a3, a5, a7 will be 0. That we have discussed in Bessel's function also, and here also you can see when we start finding the values for constant, all will end up in a1. So since a1 is 0, all terms become 0. Now let's write the recurrence relation for m equal to 1. So recurrence relation becomes r plus 2 is equal to r plus 1, r plus 3, r plus 2, m equal to 1 minus n plus 1 divided by r plus 3, r plus 2, a r. So let's find out a2. So check what we are getting for a2. a2 means r equal to 0. So put r equal to 0 here. So 1 into 2 minus n into n plus 1 divided by 5 dot r equal to 0 we are putting. 1 into 2, 3 dot 2 a naught. Now you see, have we got this value before somewhere? You check the previous case value of a3. You can see that a3 is same as a2. That means if we are writing the case for m1, these values have already existed in previous case. These all values we have already taken in the first case only. These are not independent. These are just multiple of each other. You understand? Here we are getting with some other constant. Here we are getting with some other constant. That means these are multiple of each other but not independent. So that means all the independent cases are already included in case 1. So we need not to write down that case 2 for m equal to 1. So how to mention it? Now I will write everything so that you can understand. So as discussed that for case m equal to 1, whatever solution we are getting is nothing but the repetition of the few of the terms from equation number 4 which we obtained for m equal to 0. So we need not to go for that. We can say that the complete solution or the general solution is given by y of equation number 4. So how to write that? Thus for m is equal to 1 we get the same solution. Therefore the solution of equation number 1, that is Legendre's equation, is given by equation number 4. Now let's see what type of solution we are getting here. Now n is a positive integer, right? So that may be even or odd. So if n is positive even integer, make it clear, it is positive even integer. Positive even integer may be 2, 4, 6. So if for example it is 2. So if I put n equal to 2 here, what is happening? When I put n equal to 2, this term will become 0. And after this term, successive all the terms will be 0 because every term would be having 2 minus n, then 4 minus n, 6 minus n. So all the successive term will become 0. And what will happen here? For n equal to 2, this will be never ending term. It will not terminate. So if I take n equal to 4, up to this term I will be having, and after this all the terms will be 0. So what will happen? It will end up here. That means this is a polynomial. This is not the infinite series. So for n as positive even integer, the coefficient of a1 which I have written as y1, that terminates into a polynomial for positive even integer, and coefficient of a1 that I have mentioned as y2, that becomes an infinite series, right? Now if it is positive odd integer, then what will happen? If it is odd, for example say 3, so then this will not terminate because we don't have n minus 3 term here. It will keep on going, so it will be an infinite series. But here for n equal to 3, this term and all the successive term will become 0. So for odd integers, y2 becomes a polynomial and y1 becomes an infinite series. So we can conclude that for any positive integer, either this will become a polynomial or that will become a polynomial. So if we choose a0 or a1 accordingly, in case of positive even integer we have to choose a0, and in case of positive odd integer we have to choose a1, such that for x is equal to 1, this complete polynomial becomes 1. So that depends on the particular question. So if we are able to find out such a0 or a1, so that for x equal to 1 that polynomial becomes 1, then such type of polynomials are called Legendre polynomial, and it is denoted by Pnx. So it is clear that we have to write the solution in this form, and that can be obtained by the suitable substitution of a0 or a1 according to the value of n, whether it is even or odd. So you can note it down, go through it again, and I hope you would understand the meaning. Substitute some examples, some particular values to this so that you can understand this term. Here it is positive even integer and positive odd integer. So I hope you understood it. See you in the next video. Thank you.